Pleased now to be joined by Denmark's finest, Nicolas Dalby, competing this weekend against Tim Means. He's OG in the game. He's been in the UFC since 2012. How are you feeling about this matchup? He's been around a long time. Are you intrigued by this challenge for yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. It's an amazing matchup. Way better than my original opponent for this event. As you said, he's been in the game for a long time, and that's a fight. That's the fights I like to do the most. In my comeback fight to UFC, I had Cowboy Oliveira, a fight I really loved getting, and it makes me step my game up. Makes me step my game up even more. And he brings some interesting tools to the fight, so I'm very intrigued and excited to this.
4 cancelled bouts for you in the last year or so. I guess it's kind of been common with the pandemic and everything. And in this sport, you never know what's going to happen with injuries and people pulling out, missing weight. Is that just something that you're used to? The surprises, preparing for one guy and then it's another, and getting excited for a fight and then it's not happening. How do you deal with that?
I've obviously gotten better at it. The first cancelled fight was when I was supposed to co-main event in London against Danny Roberts, and that was a bit of a tough blow. But after that, it's not been too difficult, I feel, because even though my original opponents have withdrawn from the fights, UFC have been very good at finding new opponents pretty fast. So as long as I still have the date, I'm pretty good. It's when there's any doubt of the event happening at all, or if I'm staying on the fight card, then it gets a bit tough to go through all the dieting and weight cutting.
Tim Means is on a 2-fight win streak. He looked pretty good against Mike Perry. How do you see yourself winning this one? What do you think what kind of a threat is he?
He's a very big threat if you allow him to settle in his pace, and you allow him to settle on the distance he's best at. So it's going to be a game of distance and pace.
You said that you've had a great camp, that you haven't really felt this kind of excitement and this good since you joined the UFC again. Why do you think that is? What do you put that down to? Do you feel kind of ready to explode here?
I feel it came down to me finding the right rhythm again. I think when I was preparing for the UFC London card that got cancelled in March last year, and the following Fight Island fight, I was overtraining a lot, so I felt like burnout on, if not a weekly, then a bi-weekly basis. And I think that, and combined with me having a long off period after my first UFC fight back, and that supposed London fight, I think I kind of threw me out of my rhythm, and I've finally found that rhythm again, and that consistency and well-being during camp. Of course, it's always hard training for a fight, but it is kind of a marathon as well. Like it's this camp has been almost 3 months long, so if you don't feel well throughout the camp, it's gonna affect, if not everyone, at least me, a bunch. And I've really been able to find the right balance of training and dieting and recovery.
In your last 7 fights, I know 2 of them have been no contest. You haven't lost. You kind of, Jesse Ronson didn't go your way, but he tested positive. So you got out of it. Does that make you feel that you're not supposed to lose right now in a way? Do you turn that into kind of a way to mentally strengthen yourself to realize that, you're not supposed to lose right now?
No, everybody can lose a fight. So I think on the contrary, what the last couple of years have proved to me is that if I stay sharp and focused, I can achieve great results. And I've been struggling a bit I've been hunting too much to find that focus sometimes. That happened when I fought Jesse Ronson. Obviously, it didn't help that he tested positive, but So as long as I find that focus, I can really get into the spot where I need to be, and I found that in my last fight, especially. I feel so. Yeah, I'm just excited to come in and perform on Saturday.
You earned your way back into the UFC with blood in a way. A lot of people kind of look at that as one of the kind of most interesting fights in Cage Warriors history, and probably get asked about it a lot. So how do you look back on that now, the one with Ross Houston?
It was an epic fight, and it's a fight that's gonna live with me, forever. Like I feel that fight is gonna be one of the memorable highlights of my career, because of what happened, the way it happened, what was at stake. I think for both Ross and me, it was the UFC contract at stake, and and then just having it end in such an ambiguous way, but on paper, but still pretty decisive if you look at the actual fight. That's yeah. I'm pretty happy about that fight and the way it turned out. I got caught in the first round, really turned up the heat, and then just got a bit bloody. It's gonna live with me for the rest of my career for sure.
How do you feel about the top of the division right now? Do you watch closely what's happening? Do you think Leon Edwards earned the shot, or do you think it's going to be Colby that deserves it?
Well, it's been a long time since Colby fought, I feel. So I would say, due to activity, I would say I would rather see Leon fight for the title, because there's always going to be ring rust. It's very few fighters that don't get it. So yeah, I definitely feel Leon should get the shot, but yeah, I follow welterweight, of course, and it's a Shark Tank, and that's what makes it exciting for me. Trying to break into top 15, top 10, and then go for the title. It's there's no room for off days. There's no room for bad performances, and for better or worse, that's the way it is, and I like that challenge.
The Danes put on a brilliant display against Russia. They won 4-1. It was kind of powerful seeing a full stadium in Copenhagen, like kind of beer flying everywhere, especially after what happened to Christian Eriksen. It's kind of powerful stuff. So being Denmark's best fighter, does that inspire you ahead of this one?
Absolutely, it does. I think Eriksen and the Danish teams showed the resilience that I like to think that Danes are known for. I feel that's what I've displayed in my career. That we never back down from a challenge, and we might get shook up a bit. Everybody does, but we rise to the occasion when it counts. And I feel the Danish national team really showed that against Russia. Like even I was like I didn't expect such a great match. And I feel that falls in line with how I fight and how I carry myself. Yeah, and the Danish national team is playing actually a few hours before me and Damir Hatzovic is fighting on Saturday. So that's just going to be even more, add more hype back in Denmark, I hope.
Yeah, hopefully you can have a beer and catch the replay, I guess, after a win for yourself.
Yeah.
Finally, mate, your fellow Cage Warriors alumni is in action. Probably going to be the biggest UFC fight of the year. So I got to ask you for a prediction of McGregor Poirier. Who's going to get this one in the trilogy?
Oh, that's difficult. I hate when I can't decide and pick a winner, but like I feel Conor and Poirier can take it, and it all depends on how the cards are played on that particular night. So I can't pick a winner. It could be either guy. Yeah, it's really difficult. I feel they both have the tools to win. We've seen that. Conor won the first, Poirier won the second. So let's see.
Denmark going to win the Euros?
I'm hoping they will. I can't tell the future, unfortunately, but I will be supporting them with all of my strength and heart.